Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks Best Country, 105.1 The Bull.
Welcome to Beyond the Gate, a podcast sharing the grit, growth, and spirit of rural life. From fields to front porches, this is where the heart of agriculture comes to life. Today we go beyond the gates with a mom, a farmer, a female entrepreneur, the owner, the founder of Yes Honey. Heather Mincer is with us today. Thank you and welcome to Beyond the Gates.
Awesome. Thank you. So great to be here.
Well, confession, I feel like I know you.
Yes.
But we just met.
We know each other.
We know each other and we go way back because you met my husband a couple years ago?
Yeah, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, you guys are both kind of in that startup world.
Yeah, he was a little further startup.
Yes. But you guys met in West Plains at the
Mm-hmm.
Ozarks Small Business Incubator in Osby.
Yeah.
And then you guys have stayed connected. I think as Missourians and involved in agriculture, but especially entrepreneurs in that startup world, connections and networking pay off, right?
Important. Yeah, super important. Yeah, they do pay off. And it was good because he was just always so friendly. And it's just nice to have somebody that's a little further ahead of you to be able to kind of
we got to bounce ideas off and like, oh, I know that person. Let me connect you.
Yes.
Well, welcome to Beyond the Gate. And we're going to go all the way into Yes Honey. But first, who's Heather?
Yeah.
Is that the hardest question?
It is because I don't know. There's so many parts of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
Cover it
I don't
all.
know.
We got all
my
day.
gosh. Okay, well, I was born on March 11th.
Okay, speed
Yeah,
up a
a little
bit.
bit further ahead. So my family's from New York, and that's where I was born and raised. My husband was born and raised. We had our children, and in around 2020, we started considering moving.
Okay.
There was just a lot going on around the world.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And so we, being from upstate New York, we just were kind of looking for a little bit slower pace of life, a little bit more freedom, a more conservative area to raise the kids that were coming with us. And so we ended up moving to Missouri in 2022. We did not know anybody. And my goal, like most entrepreneurs want to raise money, like I wanted to raise chickens. So
everybody in Missouri has a chicken.
It's just part of the initiation process of becoming a Missourian, I think.
And okay, so where did you land in Missouri?
So we landed in Norwood.
I know where that's at.
It's a hole in the wall.
It is.
We do have a Dollar General.
Everybody. Well, everybody does these days.
True.
There's a Dollar General every 5 miles.
Yes, that is so true. We didn't have that in New York, so that's
you can get anniversary cards there. I learned.
Yeah. Happy anniversary!
Thank you.
Yep. So we landed in Norwood. We kind of we were looking for houses from anywhere from St. Louis to Springfield, and we just covered a lot of ground when we were here over the course of 4 days. And just looking for houses. And we picked 9 houses 2 days before we came down here. And by the time we got here on Thursday, 4 of them were already gone, like sold. Because it was just at that time where everybody was moving. And
there was a mass exodus of not just urban areas.
Yeah, just
but from the East and West Coast, they're flocking to the Midwest. And we'll accept them, but it's kind of crazy around here. All the newbies.
Yes. Newbies. Yes. Get the puns in. And that was...
I get it now. Bees.
Newbies. Yeah. We have Yes Honey, so that's our honey and bee operation. So, but we ended up finding a house in Norwood. We landed there, and that's where we've been ever since. And so when I first came down, my goal was just to raise chickens. I wanted to raise organically pasture-raised chickens. And that's what I did. My husband built chicken tractors, which are these movable buildings that are kind of open with chicken wire so that they're safe, but they still get fresh air and everything. And so I started my chicken farm and cleverly named it, and this is coming from my husband, Naked Chicks Pasture.
How'd that work?
It was fabulous for a chicken farm. It's not fabulous for a honey-sweetened soda. if you're ever thinking to do that, I just want to let you know ahead of time.
Separate the brands.
Yeah, absolutely. And at that time, I was like, oh, yes, nailed it, right? Like the name, hilarious, right? Great for
it's
healthy.
top of mind. You're going to remember it.
Yes. And people did. But I don't know if I'm getting too far ahead of myself.
It's okay.
But,
We'll come back to that.
Okay. I'll leave you on a cliffhanger for what happened.
So before 2020, who was Heather in upstate New York? What did you do? Did you farm?
No, we did not. I was a homeschool mom. So we have 4 kids, and I was homeschooling them, just going to all of their activities. My kids were not the ones that you would think, I don't know, sometimes homeschooling gets associated with like you keep your kids in the basement.
Well, let's hope you didn't.
No, I didn't. But that's what people associate with a lot of times.
There's a lot of misconceptions.
100%. And so we were super social. Like my kids were very much social butterflies. And so we were doing activities all of the time, and some schoolwork too. And so we were involved with our church and just raising my kids. I mean, I had little jobs here and there. I was an EMT for a period of time. I worked at a memory care facility, which was really amazing. Just to
very
get to
rewarding.
Yes, work with Alzheimer's patients. And I think one of the most impactful things to me was that we had men and women, but you would be talking to them and they didn't really understand what was going on a lot of times, but you would turn music on from their era and they would just come alive.
It resonated.
And yes, they would just kind of like snap out of it. They could sing along and they would dance. It was just the sweetest. It was definitely hard, but it was really sweet to just be able to see them have those moments of being lucid and remembering their past.
So let's fast forward back to 2022. You're in the United. Oh my God!
You're
in the United. You never left the United States. You're in Missouri. You're in southern Missouri in Norwood, and you're raising chickens.
Yes. How did we come about?
Why do we care about honey and soda?
Yes. So we had been previous to moving to Missouri on a health journey anyways. And so kind of learning more about clean food, where your food comes from, organic farming, regenerative farming, all of that stuff. And we had switched out all of our processed sugars to maple syrup and honey. And so my husband really loved that. I think it's called 4T. I don't even remember. It's a big container of iced tea. Excuse me. And it's mainly sugar and flavoring. And
sweet tea.
Oh, sweet tea. He loved that.
An upstate New York boy loves Southern sweet tea.
It is not. I don't think it's really considered Southern sweet tea when it comes down to it. But yes, he's always really liked raspberry iced tea.
Okay.
And so I would buy these big packs, and I'm like, there has got to be a healthier way to do this. I'm like, why don't I brew some tea? I'll put it outside in the jar and be like super fresh. And so I did that, and I sweetened it with honey because he wanted it sweet. And so that was kind of the moment of just like, oh, here is an alternative. We can use honey as the sweetener instead of sugar, or I don't even know what they used, corn syrup or who knows what. And so during that period of time that we were here, shortly after that time, I had been connected to somebody that does formulations and co-packing. They do both. And we hit it off and just started talking about what we could do. And so he formulated, because, when you make a gallon of something in your kitchen for your family, it's very different than making 100 gallons of
measurements of.
Yes.
The simplest would be very different.
Right. It's just like baking too, right? So you need that person to help you along with that. And so my whole goal with this, actually going back just a little bit, because we were doing the chickens and I was going to farmer's market. So I was taking chicken to the farmer's market, which is pretty darn boring when you have a table and nothing to put on it because all your stuff's in a cooler frozen.
It's frozen.
Yes.
So you were doing meat, not eggs.
Meat, yes, correct. And so I'd bring the cooler, and I had a few
You needed something to display.
I mean, we needed something, yeah. So I started bringing the drinks. That was really my goal, is just, hey, let me take this to the farmer's market. I want it for my family, but let me take it to the farmer's market too, so that other people could enjoy it. That was my end goal, like farmer's market. And so people really started.
And you started with tea, not soda.
Well, we came up with we had 5 flavors at the time. And so we did have the 2 tea flavors, the peach and the berry. So I started bringing those to the farmer's market. People are really enjoying them. And I just put that under... Should I go into my farm story?
Yes, go.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I keep going back.
No, I'm listening. I'm going to listen.
Okay.
I'll interrupt you with questions. I do have to interrupt you because I have my notes here.
Oh.
And I forgot this was a shared document with my husband. He's telling me what I should ask you right now.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
He goes, be sure to talk about the name before the brand change. Thank you, Kevin. We have already discussed that.
Yes, on it. Yes. So that is what's important here. So my farm name was called Naked Chicks Pasture. And so that's what I put on the drinks was 100% honey-sweetened soda, Naked Chicks Pasture. So it's like a huge mouthful, number 1. Naked Chicks Pasture, number 2. And so then people were like, is there chicken in this? Like, what does this have to do with chicken? Because they knew me from just doing the chicken. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, no, there's no chicken in it. Well, this is going well, and I develop a website because people are like, how can we get this? We want to tell our friends, whatever. So I'm like, well, nakedchickspasture.com. Why not? And the URL is available. So I go on, I buy that.
Because you didn't have a website yet.
For the chicken farms?
Yeah.
No, because it's just all local. And so I didn't need one. And so...
nakedchickspasture.com.
That is a great name for a website.
You still own the domain?
I do, yes.
I think you should work with that.
Maybe I should. Nobody's come knocking on my door offering $100,000 for that. Yeah, but there will be a day, I'm sure. Yes. So anyways, with the drinks, people would come to the booth and start asking about it, and I, gave them nakedchickspasture.com, and then they start coming back to me, different people, and be like, hey, I was looking for your website and I couldn't find it. I was definitely not finding your soda either. And I was like, what were you searching? And they were like, Naked Chicks? And I was like, no, you left off the pasture? And they were like, yes. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, I don't own that. Like, I'm not Dick's Sporting Goods here. You can't just type that in. So that became a problem really early on. And people were saying they were being directed to sites that you don't want to go to.
That we're not selling.
Not selling honey-sweetened sodas. Yes. So I knew pretty early on that I was going to have to rebrand the name. Not to mention it was just a mouthful and people were kind of misunderstanding. So February of I'm getting my years messed up, 24. So we started this in August of 23. And sorry, I'm just...
No, so you jumped right into this right after moving here.
Yeah, so we came to Missouri in January of 22, and then we launched the chicken farm in April of 22. So we obviously had to wait for them to grow. And then we're going to the farmer's market that summer. The following year, 23, was when we launched the drinks at the farmer's market. Then 6 months later, in February of 24, is when I started the rebrand process. And I didn't know what I was going to name it, right? Because you come up with one name, and that's pretty awesome to come up with a name for a business. But to come with another one,
branding is really hard. I think that's people forget about how important that identity is. And then you've got to share that idea with people who don't know anything about it. And that's kind of where the misconnect came from with the chickens and this. It made sense to you, but you lived and breathed it every day.
Right, exactly.
But you did good.
Thank you. Yeah, this was definitely a labor of love, and I think we nailed it on this one. So that was really cool. And after going through names for like months, nothing was resonating. Nothing was like coming to jump out, right? Because like when you come to the name, you're like, that's it. I know that's it. And the one day I had a bottle of our honey sitting on the table, and I had put it on there, yes, honey, I need you, was what the label said. Because I like puns.
Yeah.
I like to be fun. And so I just kept reading, yes, honey, I need you. And then I kept going to yes, honey, yes, honey. And then I was like, why can I just name this Yes, Honey? That seems so easy. But that's what worked, because with your brand, you want people to know what it is within the name, right? If you're like
No question.
J and L, well, what is that? Like, you need something more than that. There's a lot of initials down here. Sorry if you have a company with initials, but
it is hard.
It's hard to remember. So Yes Honey was already something that resonates with people because literally everybody has said Yes Honey to somebody, mostly people that they love.
Hopefully.
And yes, hopefully. Or, it could be a little sassy or, Yes Honey. We get different people.
Or it's really literal. It's actual
yes,
honey.
Yes, exactly. So it made complete sense, and that was really great to the brand. And
So take me back to, the initial concept was your husband, you were already on a health food journey.
Yes.
Your husband you were wanting your husband to drink something that, what was his initial comparison from the thing he had been in love with forever to this thing that you were developing? Was he your chief taste tester?
Yes, but he was like, yeah, this is all right. He's pretty he doesn't hold back when he's letting you know how something tastes. And so, he did like it, but I think you get used to, especially if you're addicted to sugar.
Yeah, it tastes different.
Sugar is addictive.
Yeah.
Everybody has to understand that.
Well, and it is addictive, but it's that type of sugar that your taste buds know.
Yes.
And that's... you have to retrain your brain to a different type of sweetness.
Yes, definitely.
So where did Alpha Gal come into?
Yes, so...
Because it's very common around these woods.
I know. And I had never heard of it. In New York, now I know that it is there, but I had never heard of it before. So when I came down here in that summer of 22, I started having really significant symptoms. Joint pain, I had vomiting. I just had a whole bunch of things.
Nothing more welcoming to the Missouri Ozarks than a tick bite.
Yes. And so not knowing about alpha-gal, I thought I had Lyme disease. And so knowing just a little bit of my background with just health and everything, I knew that you could help combat Lyme disease, the symptoms of Lyme disease, with eating a carnivore diet. So strictly meats. And that's what I did. So I was not feeling any better, though. I was losing weight. I was still I was getting worse, to be honest.
Let's just keep eating that red meat.
Yes. Yeah. Venison, pork, beef, all the things.
I'm a beef producer. There's nothing more haunting than alpha-gal.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And we had just bought a whole cow in our freezer. And thankfully, we were raising the chicken, too, so that came into play. But it took about 6 months for me to, end up... I was eating this way, and then just to be at my wit's end and go to the doctor. I know most people are being like, why didn't you just go to the doctor before?
Well, I know several who did go to the doctor.
That is true. A lot of people.
And honestly, there's nothing against doctors, but they don't know much about it yet.
Yes.
And it's not that go-to thing. And so now, save those ticks.
Yeah.
If you could, I've learned a lot. There's several and I think everybody listening knows somebody.
Oh, 100%. Multiple people.
Yeah.
And I've found that a lot of it is there's multiple people within a family. It's a husband and a child, or the wife and the husband.
And you had one of your children?
And my son has it. So he got diagnosed a month after I did. So after I knew what I had, I was I think you got that too. And so that was a huge challenge. I was already a label reader, being a crunchy mom. But this just bumped it up 20 notches because before it was more preference. Now it became more lifeline, necessity. I had to look at the ingredients.
So alpha-gal is known as the red meat. It affects red meat. So
red meat allergy.
Allergy, yeah. So you're not able to eat beef, lamb. But it's not just that, it's all the byproducts of
yes.
And that is something that I know it affects different people, have different severities, but where does sugar come into play?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the things that I found out during this process is that commercially produced white sugar can be processed with bone char. Bottled water can be processed with bone char. It goes through a filtration process, right? I would never, ever. There's other things that I can be like gel caps.
But those are the things that aren't on the label, right?
Yes, exactly. And so that was a big wake-up call for me. So because I kept having like stomach issues after I had gotten off all the meat, but I was every once in a while when I was going to the farmer's market, I'd have like one of the lovely ladies that does baked goods. You can't pass those up.
No.
They're so yummy. And so I would get like a cookie or something because it was my treat because we didn't have sugar in the house, processed sugar. But every time I was like struggling, having like my stomach would hurt. And so it wasn't until actually probably a year later that I had found out about the bone char and kind of was able to relate that back. But things like we have had an experience with getting turkey jerky because you're like, you need your protein. And so we love jerky. We love our meat.
And you can only eat so much chicken.
Amen. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
From the Naked Chicken Farmer.
Yes. Yeah. We're like so over chicken now. But I mean, I'm thankful, right? Because it is a meat that we can have. So, but yeah, some days I'm like, give me a steak. But with the
turkey.
The turkey jerky, it was cased in pork. Because a lot of sausages, like even there's chicken sausage, that it has a pork casing. And so I just it didn't even cross my mind that would be the case. You've got things like marshmallows that have gelatin in them, gel caps if you're, on medications. Those things can really affect you. Milk, cheese. It just kind of goes way. There's another ingredient called carrageenan that is derived from seaweed. It's very common as a food thickener, but that has trace amounts of alpha galactose in it, and I know that I struggle with that. And again, like you said, everybody has a different reaction. Some people, it might just be they can't have the meat, they'll have hives. Some people, if they have whey or if they have carrageenan or something, they will go into full anaphylaxis. So
and I've heard a dear friend of mine, smell.
Yes.
She walks into a room where meat has been cooked, red meat has been cooked. Yes. There's a reaction.
Yes. Yeah. Severe headaches. I've gone through periods of time where that's been the case for me. It's not right now, thank God, because it's hard. Like if you go to like a farmer's market, there's people cooking. So it's really. It's very challenging, and you just have to work through.
But it opened up a market.
It did,
and I hate that. But you found there was a problem.
Yep,
and you solved the problem.
Yes,
and enter a big market for you, not just in Southwest Missouri.
Yes. And the thing is, like, we had already developed the product under Naked Chicks before I was diagnosed, and so when I rebranded, that was really when everything kind of came back to my mind of like having the challenge of going to the grocery store and looking at every ingredient and then just being like, I'm done. I'm just going to get vegetables or fruit or whatever. And so when I rebranded, I was like, I want to just put alpha-gal friendly on the label. I know our product is clean. It's fine for people with alpha-gal. And so that's what I did.
So you mentioned that you had met a bottler, a person, a chemist.
Co-packer.
Co-packer.
Co-packer. Yep.
So take me through that journey. How do you have an idea? You can't just keep making it in a big jug at home for yourself. But how do you go through that process in southern Missouri? You don't have the resources that entrepreneurs in upstate New York might have.
True. So
you found someone locally?
I did. And actually, that's a funny thing because I don't know that I would have been able to do this business in New York. So I think that that's a really unique thing from, that I've kind of worked through in my mind. But yeah, so there are co-manufacturers all across the country. So one way to find them is to Google them. If you have a product and you're looking to have them co-manufactured, you can Google them. But this is another, it's just a lot of God moments in this. And so just being connected with him initially, and he already had the manufacturing facility to do drinks and was able to formulate drinks. And so it was just all of these things that came together. So I didn't have as much legwork, I think, to do than most people do. And I think that's given me a leg up in this business because they are already FDA approved. Just all of those things that generally people, if they're starting a new product or a new brand, you're going through each of those steps, and you're doing it generally by yourself because
you have to wear so many hats.
Oh, yes, true.
We use that term loosely, but the reality is you have the idea, you have the concept and the brand, you have the name, but you can't know everything.
No, I don't.
And you've got to be an accountant. You've got to be an attorney with patents. You've got to be able to run the books. You've got to be able to have a website and brand it. And you got to know how to put it in a bottle and seal it and make sure that the FDA is not going to come at you.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot. Like they say, if you knew what you were getting into before you did it, you probably wouldn't do the thing.
Would you do it again?
I would.
Good.
Yes, I definitely would. And again, like I said, there's been so many God moments of things that have not been a crazy struggle. I've heard lots of founder stories and entrepreneur stories where it was a struggle for 5 years even to get the product to a marketable place. And I'm very blessed to have not had to go through all of that, but it's definitely been a challenge of, like you said, wearing all that, doing all the things. Like when I first started, I was building the website. I know nothing about building websites, but you learn, right?
Yeah, you have to figure it out.
You have to. It's
Turn
just
on the
like,
YouTube channel and figure it out.
Yes. Lots of watching YouTube, lots of listening to podcasts about other people who have been there before. And thankfully, we live in a time that we have all of those resources.
Well, let's dive deep into the product. So you've got ginger ale, strawberry, and berry tea sitting out here. What led you to kind of those first flavors?
Just the flavors that kind of resonate with people, right? You think about summer, and you think about a watermelon and juicy strawberry. Watermelon's one of our flavors. Or fall. Just those nostalgic flavors that people associate it with better for you or health. Fruit is always more of a healthful thing. Obviously, like I'm not going to have a broccoli drink. That's not going to go over well. So you're just trying to think about the flavors that people love and that are more natural.
So sweet apple, peach, strawberry, berry, watermelon, and ginger ale.
Correct.
What's your top seller?
Peach has been our top seller.
Really?
Yep, that's one of our teas. So we've got the peach and the berry that are caffeinated from green tea. Those two are our functional drinks, and they have ashwagandha, L-theanine, and B vitamins in them. So just great for stress relief, mental focus, and overall well-being. But we launched ginger ale back, I want to say in March, and that has quickly become a favorite.
I've not had that one yet.
Okay, well, you can take that one.
I will. I'll take it home.
But people, I think because it's a more traditional soda flavor, and people are used to like a syrupy ginger ale.
To me, it sounds a little bit more adult than I'm drinking a strawberry soda.
Yeah.
But I think Kevin came home with some of them right after meeting you.
Yes.
And we were all like, oh, yeah, this is fun. Harper, my 11-year-old, favorite drinks.
Okay, good.
But I've not had the ginger ale.
Yes. Yeah, it's, like I said, I think people are used to ginger ale being a syrupy drink, but they associate it also with health to some degree because when you have an upset stomach or if you have a sore throat,
Grandma always said,
nausea, right? So yeah, take some ginger ale. But the problem with traditional ginger ale is that it's corn syrup and it's artificial ginger flavor. So there's really nothing in there other than the fizz, right? Like that we all crave when we're not feeling well. That there's nothing about it that's really going to help you. And so with ours being honey, right? Honey is so good for so many things. And having the natural ginger flavor is just...
You're killing two birds with one stone.
Absolutely, yes.
But that's not all. Tell me about the drizzlers.
Oh, wait. There's more.
There's more.
For $9.99 if you act now.
Are they $9.99?
No,
yeah, see,
sorry.
no.
For
false
$15. Sorry, excuse me. Cut that out.
The drizzlers.
Yeah, so we have our sauce and syrup alternative, which we call our honey drizzlers. So they're between 1 and 4 ingredients. We've got our chocolate that is a great alternative to Hershey's syrup. It's just raw honey and cocoa. So if you have a dairy allergy, I actually don't think Hershey's syrup has dairy in it anymore. I don't know. But it does have a list of a bunch of ingredients, one of them being corn syrup. So, we want to try to get away from that. I think everybody is really starting to consider their health and really take a look at ingredients that are in products now with so many things happening just across the country, right? People are just starting to think more about their health.
It is, and I think that, as a consumer, we need to be aware of what we're eating.
Absolutely.
And I think, we've been flying blind, and people ask questions now.
Yeah.
As they should.
Right. Well, I remember when I was young, people were like, don't eat eggs. Eggs are so bad for you. I don't know, maybe it was a New York thing.
Maybe a New York
But
thing.
it was a big deal. Like, don't eat eggs, don't eat butter, like eat margarine.
Oh, margarine. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah,
So,
real stuff.
Yes. But those things have all shifted now when they're like, oh my gosh, don't eat margarine. I mean, it's not good for you. But the drizzlers, we do have like peach habanero, raspberry jalapeno, and all that.
Apple cinnamon. Do you know what I do with my apple cinnamon?
I have no idea.
I put it in my coffee.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I've heard of people doing chocolate in their coffee.
I've
How
done
is it?
chocolate too. Yeah, I am not a big girl. I can't do black coffee.
Same.
I need something in there. But the creamers, there's all that extra sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so there was out a creamer one morning, and that was sitting on the shelf. Kevin had brought it home from somewhere with you. And I was like, apple cinnamon.
Yeah, squeeze.
A big old, probably like a tablespoon into it.
Yes.
Stirred it up, and I was like, yeah, I love this. Okay. So I use them as coffee creamers.
Yeah.
We do have some peach habanero, but I don't put that in my coffee. But
People they've put it on their ice cream.
Okay, no, that'd be
vanilla
fun.
ice cream, which I have tried, and it is very good. Sushi, that's one of my favorites to put the peach habanero on, because I don't like wasabi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like wasabi.
Okay.
But
it's a little too much for me.
You need a little peach in there.
Only a little peach sweetness.
So you've talked about what this journey looked like for you, and you've already said you'd do it again.
Yes, definitely.
What would you do different?
I probably wouldn't call it Naked Chicks Pastor.
Okay, well, we covered that.
One thing.
we would have split the brand from the very beginning.
Yes. What would I do different? I don't know. Right now, I don't know. Maybe in 5 years, I'd look back and say,
and be like,
oh, this is
November
definitely a
2025.
thing.
I would
Yes.
definitely not have sat down for that podcast.
Oh
I'm joking.
no! This is awesome. No, I've tried. In the scheme of things, I think we've grown fairly quickly, but it's all been calculated. I've tried to stay focused on our local area and then expand out from there. And as you're building a brand, it's very different than so CPG is consumer packaged goods, and that's the arena that I am in. So in the CPG world, growing a brand is very hard and is very competitive. And so you're competing for shelf space from other brands that are legacy brands, right? Like Coke, Pepsi, and now Poppi's not legacy, but it's a huge brand and they have Pepsi behind them. And so one of the things that I had to learn, and that most consumers don't know, I didn't know, is that going into grocery store shelves is costly for the brand. So sometimes I have to pay to get onto that shelf.
Well, you have to commit so many cans, like your inventory has to be so high to get on the shelves so you can commit to bigger locations.
Sometimes, but if I was to, so like we just are launching in Hawaii, so that was our biggest thing for this month, I guess, this year, and so the retailer that I'm going into there is called Times Market. They don't do free fills, but there's other stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, which are fabulous, and I would love to be in there someday. So if you're listening, Whole Foods or Sprouts.
If they're listening.
Hey, you've made it.
We've made
yes.
It's not
but, yeah, right? So you have to give them a free case of each product, each SKU, each flavor that you carry to put on the shelf for them to sell. So that's on you, on the brand. So it's a very expensive, it's not like Whole Foods comes and says, hey, we'd like to attract your trailer load. They will come and say that, but then you're going into, let's say, 300 stores. Every one of those stores, you have to free fill. So you have to give them
so that's the term.
Free fill. Yep. So because they want you to prove traction. They want you to prove that you can be there, that you can play with everybody else, and that you can get your products off the shelf. But I didn't know any of that. And we live in a great I mean, we have Hy-Vee here, which I will totally plug Hy-Vee. They're amazing. And they've really helped me to grow and helped with awareness, especially with the alpha-gal component, because here in Springfield, they label products on shelf as alpha-gal friendly. And that's something that the dietitians did and was extremely helpful to me. And so they don't have these types of programs. They work a little bit differently where each store is autonomous, so they can choose to bring a product in or not, whatever they want to do. So it's been a really great growing experience, but I didn't, that's been my experience with Hy-Vee. I just go into a store, chat with them.
I don't remember the details, but I don't remember when, so you have to tell me. But I remember you were on the phone with my husband, Kevin, and telling him about Hy-Vee. I think it was like when you were first started talking with them.
Okay.
Because they were asking for a deck.
Oh, yeah.
We're going back to at least a year.
Yeah, ago. I've been in Hy-Vee almost 2 years.
Yeah. So it was very early on. Yeah. And we were driving somewhere and he was on the phone with you and you were talking about your pitch deck and like how you were going to, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know what it was for. It was for so Hy-Vee holds a business summit every year.
Yes.
And I had been chosen for their pitch competition, which I won for food and beverage.
Yay.
But yes, he helped me a ton with my deck. And when I first started out, so there's this thing called a deck, and you're familiar with that.
It's a PowerPoint.
Yes, it is. It's just a presentation of your product, your brand, and there's different decks for different things, right? There's investment decks, which tells all your numbers, and then there's pitch decks, which has a little bit of numbers and product.
Sell me.
Yeah, all the things. So somebody asked me for a deck really early on, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get you the deck.
No
idea
I had
no clue what that was. So
I remember
I'm like calling Kevin. Because, to me, he was a giant, right? Like, I had seen him at Osby, and he was pitching. He had a great deck. And so when you're early on, you look at these other entrepreneurs, and you're like, wow, they're,
help me make a deck.
Yeah, you just... And he's been great. Like, so many people have been really great to just help me and come alongside me. I highly recommend, entrepreneurs to get people to come along beside you that are just helpers, like, help me do this, and they do.
So it's been a whirlwind.
It has been, yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge to date?
Should have prepared me for this question.
It's probably good if it's not easy to answer.
Yeah. I think, again, looking back in 5 years, I won't say this, but right now, excuse me, the biggest challenge was rebranding because you look at yourself and you're like,
you were very attached.
But you're like, I'm in Hy-Vee. Like, I can't rebrand. I'm in 2 Hy-Vee stores. Only 2. You're like, how is my customer going to find me? Like, well, I've built this brand, right? Okay, I'm like 6 months old. And so it's one of those things where you're like, it seems to be the worst problem in the entire world, but it was not a big deal, right? Even huge brands, they rebrand, like they do different packaging, and it's
they're like, oh
totally
yeah, that
fine.
worked, or that didn't work. Let's go back.
Big fail.
Yeah, like Cracker Barrel.
Yes,
they're not a sponsor, right?
No.
So, okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Yeah,
I have lots of questions going on in my head.
So that was a challenge, and then just knowing which direction to go, right? Like making the right decisions because you're the one, right? Like there's nobody to go and ask, like, hey, what do you think we should do? Because you're asking
People are
yourself.
coming to you.
Yeah, and they want you to know the answer, and so. I guess it's kind of like having kids.
We still don't know.
Hey, I don't know. Yes, but it's been a really fun journey, and there's been a lot of little challenges along the way, but you just kind of figure it out, talk to people, go with your network, and get people's opinions, and then filter that through, kind of what you're building, and make the best decision you can.
Okay, where are you now? Where can I buy Yes Honey soda, teas, drizzlers today?
Yes. Mainly our drizzlers are on our website. We have a couple farm stores that we sell them, but our drinks you can find if you're around the Springfield area. I don't know, how far out does this podcast go?
We're nationwide.
All over the world.
I don't know. We're in Southwest Missouri.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Branson, we sell in Nature's Wonders. Up here in Springfield, we're at Hy-Vee, Mama Jean's, Price Cutter, Town and Country. If I forget somebody, please forgive me. We are in Lebanon.
I know.
Jude's Cafe.
You're at Jude's.
Yep,
That's
and
where...
the Price Cutter up there as well. We've expanded.
Oh, you're in the Price Cutter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Duly noted. Okay. Price Cutter Lebanon.
All right. And then out Rogersville, Mountain Grove, like going that way, there's stores out there, Ace Hardware, American Made General Store, and then the best way to find us is go on our website
and you have a
find
locator.
in stores.
Can I buy online?
You absolutely can.
So if you're not local,
our website
order.
we ship, and we also just launched on Amazon, which is
That'll be
huge deal. Yes, it's been really good so far. Like I was surprised.
So let's talk. Okay, we talked about where you are located. Where
in
you can
Hawaii too. Right now we're going into Hawaii.
Missouri and Hawaii.
And by the way,
okay, name those stats. Give me some stats. Like, how many bottles? What does that look like? You've talked about Hawaii and Missouri. Yeah. What other fun stats have you been able to?
Stats?
I don't know.
I'm not a stat person. I'm not a math person.
Me neither. I work in words and pictures. I work in marketing.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I mean, we've sold thousands of cans. I don't know what the number is. I
love that. Figure that out.
I know. I should know
thousands is a big.
Yes.
Couple thousand?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Probably maybe we're pushing 100,000.
Well, that's a big difference.
1,000 or 100,000. I mean,
that's a
we've
big
sold
deal.
a few.
Sold a few. You're doing well.
We are doing well.
What's next? Like, what is... Oh, you've been doing this for 2 years. What's 2026 bringing you?
Yes. So we got distribution with all of... Well, let me take that back. Hy-Vee has their own distribution center. Okay. So generally when you have a CPG product, consumer packaged good, like a drink or a cookie or a meat stick, whatever it is.
Something in a package.
Yep.
For a consumer.
That's on the grocery store shelf, yes. You have distributors because you cannot take the products all over the country or even all around Springfield, I found.
Did you try?
Yes, I did. I did that for a year and a half.
Your product's not light.
No. So I have really big muscles, right? I think of a bodybuilder. That's not what I look like. But no, I was used to carrying 5 cases at a time. So they're 10 pounds each. So I'm like lifting 50 pounds repetitively.
Does your body good?
It does, yes. So I have to go get a massage all the time. No.
Oh, darn.
But so yes, you use distributors to get your product to places. But Hy-Vee has their own distribution center. So, but you have to prove traction in some of the Hy-Vee stores before they will bring you in there. So that's what this year brought at the Hy-Vee Summit is that we got distribution with all of Hy-Vee. So we will now go into their distribution center in January, and we will be available to all of the Hy-Vee stores. It doesn't mean we'll go into all of them because, like I said, they are autonomous. They can choose. The managers can choose what they would like to do.
How do you market to that manager?
Well, you could do one of two things. You could go, there's 3 things. You could go on LinkedIn and type in Hy-Vee managers, or if you have somebody's name. You could just stalk them. Yes. No, we're not stalking.
It's called building relationships.
Yes, networking.
Connections.
You could do that. You can, they have a trade show that is exclusive to Hy-Vee, and so they invite you to that. So you can be invited to that, and then people can know, all the managers come and they can sample all of the products. Or you can go into all the stores. And that is
meet and greet.
One of the things that I have done with the Kansas City stores and then along with my distributors.
Have we covered everything?
I don't know.
That was a weird
There's a lot of things we have not covered.
So while you think about that, I like to ask all my guests a question about their 18-year-old self. So if you could give, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? What advice in this brand or something that would have changed your life at 18, what would you tell your 18-year-old self as a female entrepreneur, mom, farmer?
Yes.
Missouri transplant.
I think the biggest thing I would tell myself is not to worry so much about what other people think. I don't know.
That's tried and true advice.
It's a struggle for me. I'll just be honest.
Me too.
This is a huge thing. And I don't know if I don't know if men struggle with this or not.
I think it is. I think females are probably harder on themselves. With that.
I think so too. And I've met some fabulous women that are just like have confidence through the roof, and I'm like, I just want to be like you.
My mantra is fake it till you make it.
Yes, I know so many people that's what they do. But I think being in this position now that I'm in, meeting people, I've had the opportunity to meet some. I don't know what you would call them. I don't know, maybe famous. I don't know if that's the right word.
Well, they're just like successful business.
Successful people, right, that maybe I've looked up to, right? And so, and realizing that they've learned along the way. There was a point at which they didn't know things either. And so sometimes I think that especially when I was younger, you don't think that you can do this thing because you don't have enough experience or whatever the reason is. So I think I would just tell myself just to try it. Like, go for it. If this is something you want to do, go for it. Try it.
Say yes.
Yeah, just say yes and do it. And if you fail, it's okay. Like, it took Edison 999 times to invent the light bulb, and he kept going. Like, he just thought of it as another experience, like what to not do. So I think that would be definitely my note to self.
Probably something we should all write down as a note to selves.
Yeah.
So where can our listeners stay up to date with you? Where can they learn more about you? Where do we keep up with where you're going and where we can get it?
Yes. So you can get it on our website. Our website, again, shows all of the locations that
yeshoney.com.
Yes Honey Brand.
Yes Honey Brand.
We wanted to be able to expand ourselves. And Yes Honey was already taken. So that's a problem.
There's a lot of websites out there. Social?
Yes, social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. If you want to see the craziness that's on TikTok and Instagram.
Gotta love it.
You've got to do some crazy things for your brand. And so I love to have fun, and I love to be silly.
I can tell.
Yeah. And so that, those are great places. But if you're more into like the maybe older crowd, hopefully I'm not offending anybody, Facebook's a little bit more subdued. We found that's better for our crowd there. And then we'll be having our Black Friday sales. So if this is coming out before Black Friday, probably not. Okay, we'll be having an after Black Friday sale as well. We'll be having sales pretty much all through December. So if they want to try our products, that was a great place. And obviously Amazon offers free shipping. So that's another bonus. But we like you to support local if you're in the local area.
Absolutely. Well, Heather, thank you. I finally got to meet you.
Yay, I know. I'm so glad.
Gonna get you. Well, I'm just excited. You were a staple in our family and have been since Kevin met you. The girls love it, and so we want you to be a staple in all homes. Whether you are trying to live clean, whether you are suffering from alpha-gal, or you just don't want to.
Corn syrup.
You just want corn syrup. You don't need the traditional sodas, but your kids need a treat and yourself.
Yeah.
So, Heather, thanks for letting us go beyond the gate with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beyond the Gate. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also catch us wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes are dropping every other Wednesday. If you want more content, visit aroundtheozarks.com and subscribe to our daily newsletter. I'm Jamie Johansen, and join us next time for more stories of grit, growth, and the spirit of rural life.